Hi, I'm James at WE Airsoft and welcome back to another video. In this video we're looking at the Glock 19 Gen 5 in tan. Why are you reviewing another Glock for? Because I want to. But Glocks, really, you do Glocks all the time. It seems to be the only thing you talk about. What's wrong with Glocks, fam? You gotta hate. What you gotta hate on Glocks for? When you're reviewing the thing because it's a new release. Yeah, that's what you always say. Man, just shut up and enjoy the review. So yes, here we have the WE Glock 19 Gen 5. And yes, we looked at the Glock 17 Gen 5 a while ago now. But I wanted to look at the 19 because at the time, when we did the 17 Gen 5, we actually didn't have these in stock. So here we have the box, nice little black box here with the 19 plastered on the front. We've got a couple of manuals, of course. We've got the magazine. We've got adjustable back straps, just like all the Gen 5 pistols. We've got some pins for tapping the main pin out and putting the new pin in for the extended back straps. And then we have the pistol itself. Setting the boring box to one side. Let's get this thing out and have a look. Now, I am more excited about this thing than the 17 Gen 5, and I don't know why. I don't know whether it's because I'm becoming more akin to liking compact pistols, which, you know, we recently looked at the AEG F18, which was the WE P320 compact. Had great fun with that pistol. Or I don't know if it's something to do with the colour. You've got to admit, there's something very appealing about this platform with this new colour scheme that they're doing. It's very military, it's very tactical looking, and this thing feels great in the hand. And I know what you're saying right now, it's another Glock, we don't care, it's a small version of the 17, but you know, we've got to look at all the, you know, the different aspects of the models that WE do. This is WE Fortnite. We're looking at these things over the next 2 weeks just because we've had a massive delivery in, and I wanted to have a look at this thing. And yes, when I added it to the list of the things to bring home with me and talk about, I wasn't super excited about it, but I got it out to chrono and did the 10-meter accuracy test, and I got to admit, I fell in love with this thing. And yes, I'm probably thinking by now, oh, you just fall in love with every product because you're probably just an airsoft nerd, and although that's correct, when it sort of leaves an imprint on you like that, you've got to I've got to portray it on camera to you, because while it's fresh in my mind, I've got to sort of get out what I'm feeling about this thing. So this is a WE Glock 19. Disclaimer, I have never been a Glock 19 fan for as long as I can remember. When I worked in previous retailers and, you know, sort of shooting other people's guns on the field, whenever I fired a Glock 19, I was just like, why would you buy a Glock 19? Why wouldn't you just have the 17? You've got bigger gas capacity, you've got more rounds in a magazine, you've got higher FPS because of the longer barrel. It's you know, much easier to hold with it being a bigger frame. And I've got to admit, I'm actually stumped when I came to this pistol. So just like, let's get the boring stuff out of the way first. Just like every other WE Glock on the market, it's a polymer frame, it's a metal slide, metal outer barrel, metal slide release, which can be found on both sides on this Gen 5. We've got an extended style mag release like the Gen 4s. We've got a normal Glock style trigger. We've got a slightly flared mag well because it being a Gen 5, and we've got a cutout at the bottom here as well. We've also got the adjustability to fit extended back straps on here, which come included in the box. But apart from the front of the slide and frame being slightly bezeled, it's a Glock 19. Now, why am I super excited about this? It's very difficult to put it into words. I don't know whether it's the fact that I'm getting more akin, like I say, to compact pistols. There's something cute and nice about it. I do watch a lot of the real steel gun channels in the US where they talk a lot about pistols and they review them. So perhaps it's something coming from that where a reviewer looking at the real Glock 19 Gen 5 will be talking about it, and I'm thinking, oh, that's cool, and it sort of installs that thing in the back of your mind where all of a sudden you want it and you've got the feel of a need for it. But this thing is built just as good as any other WE Glock. It's got all the same sort of manufacturing and material objections to this that all the others do. What I will say from this, there is next to no wobble in the slide. There's a tiny bit which you'll need for the gun to function, of course. Getting the extra boring stuff out of the way, the two tabs on the side here are made for breaking the piston. Obviously pull them down, let the slide forward, slide will come off. You'll find a normal guide rod and hop up system there, just like the others. So there's nothing massively special going on with this pistol compared to the other normal Gen 3 Glock 19s. Normal rail and build sections you'll see built into the frame here. So what's different? What's making me more excited about this pistol? And the colour, for one, it looks like the real Glock 19 Gen 5. I know VFC under Umarex have done a lot of these VFC Glock pistols now, but they are massively more expensive compared to these. Yes, this comes completely unmarked. There's no Glock markings on it whatsoever. It is blank. For all intensive purposes, it's a G19, not a Glock 19. You got made in Taiwan here, which is horrible. I hate it. You got the WE logo on here on the side, which is horrible. I hate it. You got the normal useless safety under here, which is horrible. I hate it. But what they do well, WE, with their Glocks, is it's probably one of their most sold pistols that are on the market, because everybody loves, well, I say everybody loves, everybody's used a Glock or bought a Glock over the years. This compared to the Gen 3 and Gen 4s, you've got a mag release which can be found on both sides. Now, just like the 17, I am told that the magazine release can be moved from one side to the other. Same as with this, with the G17 that I had. As far as I'm aware, the Glock Gen 5 magazines are supposed to have two sort of sections here where you can switch the magazine release over so it can latch from the other side. I haven't seen it, so whether that is something that you have to buy separately to have that functionality, I do not know, or whether it's complete garbage and it's just internet nonsense that I've picked up and sort of decided to talk about. I don't know. But slightly different magazine bumper here, a bit more like sleek design, and this thing feels superb when you hold it. I don't know whether it's the flare section on the frame at the bottom here which helps hold the bottom of your palm in. Now, I have got big hands, I usually like big frame pistols. I mean, just so you guys know, this is the pistol I normally run. It's an FNX 45, it's highly modified, it's a big frame pistol, it is huge. But, you know, I'm just as comfy holding this Glock 19 Gen 5. It feels very familiar. It's nice and comfy to grab as you hold it. I mean, guys, moving forward, I'm probably going to say this a lot. I know it's airsoft. I know it's not real steel. But you know, if you're not here for the airsoft content, you need to close the video and go and watch something else, because I'm not going to make any more excuses for you. If you have clicked onto this video expecting to see real steel stuff, I'm sorry, but you're quite ignorant to the title. Gripping this pistol, let me get back on point. Gripping this pistol, both one-handed and two-handed, it's very reassuring. The pistol is very solid in the hands. It feels very, very nice. The trigger, just like all their other Glock models, you've got the pre-travel here. You hit a solid wall, which is very distinguishable. It's right there. Their M&P series could do with an upgrade like this to get it just as nice. Pre-travel, you've got the wall there. You've got the brake, which is nice. Reset, couple of millimeters, brake again. Very, very nice trigger. And of course, you can make this better. Make this better by installing aftermarket triggers and having perhaps a nice flat trigger or something like that, or a curved one, perhaps some salient goodness on there. So it's very, very good. You've got the normal white U shape on the rear sight there and a white dot. Very easy to pick up in daytime and sort of shaded areas. If you go into CQB and you go into dark rooms, you're not going to pick these iron sights up just as well. But it's very, very nice. It's very, very familiar, like I say. I love the finish that they've done with this. You can tell a slight colour difference between the lower frame and the top slide, but I love the colour scheme, and if I was going to have one, I'd be going with the tan version, not the black one. But let's stop babbling, let's get straight to the Corona results. This is the Glock 19 Gen 5, and you'll see what the FPS readout is right now. If you can see this on camera, but these are 511 Defender Flex jeans. I love these jeans, I use them every day, I've got multiple pairs of them. And with the Defender Flex, they have like mag pouches built in. And just while I was carrying it around, it fits lovely in that pouch. But as you'll see from the Corona results, you know, you're going to suffer a little bit FPS wise compared to its full-size counterpart, which is the 17. You're going to get a little bit lower output. You could probably fix that if you wanted to get a boost output by fitting a tight bore barrel, and perhaps fit in some high flow gas routers, or you could modify the standard gas routers to let a little bit more gas through. But it's not a massive issue. This is a compact pistol. You know, just with all the pistols, as you fire them, the FPS will go down gradually, as you'll see there. Let's get to the 10 meter accuracy test and see how this thing does, and we'll cut to that right now. This is the Glock 19 Gen 5 at 10 meters, green gas, 0.2 gram BBs, 10 shots, and we'll put it on screen right now. So you'll see there from a compact pistol it's quite good, 10 meters, it's probably normal engagement distance, 10-20 meters, you know. Indoors, moving through buildings. Obviously pistols are a lot easier to use than a rifle. If you go to any CQB event, whether it be indoors or outdoors, when you're in close engagements, most people tend to ditch the longs and go to the shorts, which will be a sidearm of some size. This will use Glock 17 mags. It will use the big 50 round Glock mags as well. All the magazines are compatible. I'm not sure if you can still get the extended bumpers, but with the Gen 5s it might be a little bit janky because the frame has changed. But if I was using this, I mean, what I've found now more in my later years, I've been doing this for a very long time, probably 12, 13 years. I tend to use pistols less and less because I depend more on my primary rifle, and I'll only go to a sidearm if I really need to. The time I depend more on a sidearm is with sniper platforms, of course, because you need something for close engagements. So 10 to 30 meters with this thing, you're going to hit stuff, not a problem. Of course, on the accuracy test, you're going to get better results if you go up to like 2.5s or 3.3 gram BBs. You could probably get away with using a stronger gas. This is green gas. You could probably go to red gas if you wanted to, for a bit more power. But this is very, very snappy. This pistol is clear. There's nothing in the magazine. It's just gas. So nice and snappy. Every time I fire it, you know, when I've been messing around with this thing, I actually got about 2.5 magazines out of one fill of gas, depending on the temperature. Of course, we're graced in the UK at the moment with very, very warm weather. It's about 18, 19 degrees in here. I love the new iteration of these Glocks, the Gen 5 frames. There's something very refreshing about it. The sort of bezeled slides and frames, there's something very refreshing about it. The left and right hand side available slide release is very, very good. So if you are switching, whether you switch that magazine release or not, with the left hand it's not hard to hit the magazine release at all. So the sort of right-handed orientated magazine release is not difficult to operate if you're left-handed, because with it being extended. So if you are using it left-handed, if you need to, you can let that slide forward and you can carry on shooting. I've had an absolute blast with this pistol. I think the finish on it is very, very nice. I wish they'd put this finish on more of their pistols and make them look a bit more tactical compared to others. The last Glock that we reviewed on the show was the high speed. I've had just as much fun with this, although it's not as high performance as, if that is even the terminology that I can use, as high performance as the high speed Glock 17. I've had just as much fun with this, just for the added realism, if you can call it that, and the lower capacity and the compactness. And you'll see this from when I do the P226 and the P228. There's something cool about compact pistols at the moment. It seems to be in. What I would like to see from WE in the future, I know this is not a feature on the Gen 5s in the real steel world, I'd like to see them start incorporating perhaps some blanking plates or something, so you can fit some RMRs and stuff, especially with the bigger frame pistols like the 17s and such. It'd be nice to put some optics on there, like a little RMR red dot. I've had great fun with this thing. Shooting it is very, very fun. Just like with all the WE pistols, I've had an absolute, well, I'm gonna have had, depending on where you are in the series, an absolute blast the past couple of weeks shooting these WE pistols. And for this and many other WE products, go to our website, bespokeairsoft.co.uk. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook and YouTube for more content. We'll be doing a lot more stuff with WE, so stay tuned to the channel, hit the subscribe and the bell notification. It does help out a lot. I've really got to thank you guys again for giving me the feedback. I've had many more of you ring me up saying, you know, James, I love what you're doing with the show. I've watched you on YouTube. I've seen your review such and such product. I'd like to order one. And there is not a better sort of feeling than you guys coming through that. And luckily over the phone you can't see me blushing, but it's nice to know that you're paying attention to the show and you're looking at something, you're having just as much fun watching as I'm showing this to you, and to the point that you feel the need as to want to buy one. Of course, you want to put an order through us. I really do thank you guys a lot for the support and stuff that you've given me over the past few years. And I'm going to stop babbling on now because it's been a late night. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this pistol and have a good one.